This experience and all that appears to us in our dreams, various dreams, whatever they are, and all the darkness, nothingness which we experience in deep sleep, all of that comes and goes in one constant awareness. Not the mind. I'm not talking about the mind here. Because the mind is certainly active now. The mind is certainly active in dreams. In deep sleep, even the mind shuts down. That's why you don't have the awareness, I am in deep sleep. It's only after waking up you look back and say, there was a period of nothingness. But beyond the mind, the awareness, the consciousness in which even the mind appears, the body appears, that awareness is constant in all of them. In the waking, in the dreaming, in the deep sleep. The waking state where you are the waker and you have a world of waking. That is characterized by the way the Upanishad puts it is, it's a gross state. Gross not in the, gross has a different meaning in America. It means awful and messy. Not in that state. It simply means physical. That's why many of our Vedanta texts which were translated by Swamis in the early 20th century who were educated by the British, so they translate the Sanskrit sthula as gross when they mean physical. So physical universe, when we experience a physical universe through our senses, that's the waking state. That's how they define the waking state. When we experience a subtle universe in the mind, that's the dream state. When neither the subtle universe nor the gross universe are experienced, they call it a causal universe. Why causal? If you imagine the deep sleep, if you reimagine the deep sleep as a blankness out of which sprouts the dream and the waking, then the deep sleep will seem like a seed from which everything is coming and into which everything is disappearing again. So that's why the deep sleep is called by the Mandukya the causal state. Your causal state. Your subtle state is the dream state. Your gross or physical state is this waking state. All of these come and go in one unchanging consciousness, which you are. Note then, this unchanging consciousness is free from all trouble, all ill, all suffering. Because all problems belong to either this state or that state. The power and glory of the emperor in his waking state were all gone, and there was disaster unfolding in his dream state, and everything was gone in deep sleep state, and again it comes back in the waking state. And yet the one consciousness to which they all appear, in which they all appear, that is untouched. It's not sticky. It's not stuck in the waking state or the dream, or rather let me put it this way, the waking state does not stick to it. The dream world does not stick to it, nor the darkness of the deep sleep world. That consciousness in itself is what the Upanishad calls the fourth. First, consciousness, that fourth consciousness alone, in the waking state, through the body and mind, experiencing a waking world. The waker and the waker's world. That consciousness alone, in the dream state, being the dreamer and the dream world. That consciousness alone is the deep sleeper in the deep sleep state and the blankness of deep sleep. In itself, it's neither the waker, nor the dreamer, nor the deep sleeper. That is called the fourth. The fourth. One way of understanding this is the example of gold and the ornaments. I often give that example. Imagine this gold, and it's designed into a beautiful necklace, and then it's melted and made into a ring, and melted again and made into a bracelet. And somebody comes and tells you the reality of all of this is the gold. What you're seeing one after another, there's only one reality there. That's gold. And if somebody says that, oh, gold is the reality, then let me dispense with the ornaments and look for gold. Will this person find gold? No, because gold is in and through that very ornament. It is that ornament. The ornaments are names and forms and uses. Necklace is a name and a particular form and a use. You put it on your neck. A bracelet is a name, bracelet, and it's a form. And it's a use. You put it on your wrist. A ring is a name, ring. And it's a form, and you put it on your finger. But the material is the same in each of them. Exactly in the same way, that fourth, which the Upanishad is talking about, the term used by Gaudapada, Upanishad just says fourth, Chaturtham. Gaudapada introduces a term which has become very popular in Advaita Vedanta ever since. Turiya. Turiya is a Sanskrit word, literally means the fourth. Note one more thing here. A classic mistake is committed by many people when they hear about this. Many people think, oh, I am the waker now, and the Upanishad is telling me the real I, the divine I, the teaching of Vedanta is this something called the fourth, which I'll have to attain, which I'll have to find out somehow through meditation or prayer or something. It's like the golden necklace saying that, oh, I'm a necklace, but now I'm being told my reality is something called gold, so I have to somehow become gold. The necklace is gold. That turiya, the reality about ourselves, that ultimate consciousness, we are that right now, though we are in the waking state. In the dream state too, we are that consciousness. In the deep sleep state too, we are that consciousness. In fact, these states come and go. These states they do not change the consciousness. The consciousness remains one and unchangeable. So that consciousness, just like gold is available in and through the ornaments. Wherever the ornaments are there, gold is there. Wherever, in whatever state of awareness we are, you are that consciousness. It's not a question of becoming something else. It's not a question of having an extraordinary experience. In spiritual life, there are extraordinary experiences. Samadhis, trances, ecstasies. Sri Ramakrishna had a whole spectrum of these experiences. But what the Upanishad is saying is, whatever your experience, you must be conscious to have that experience. Unless you are aware of it, you are not having that experience. So, that consciousness in which all experiences take place, waking experiences, dream experiences, even deep sleep is an experience. Deep sleep is not the absence of experience, it's the experience of absence. So all of these are experiences and made possible by that one consciousness which we are. That one consciousness is called the fourth by the Upanishad.